What's up, guys? I thought I'd try something new, give you a video teaser. This isn't a real video, it's a teaser for what's coming over the next handful of days. Take a look at what I'm doing. I'm putting new irrigation lines in, expanding my parkway strip. I'm doing something I probably shouldn't be doing. I'm going to be putting in a new section of buffalo grass in the month of October. That makes no sense whatsoever, but I'm not using seed, so it's an experiment. I'm curious how sprigs are going to take this time of year. I've also, within the past month, finished my small little decorative / retaining wall here, going up to my steps that I stuck in August. I've planted a handful of flowers in there and just dropped some fine fescue seed. So I'm putting sheep's fescue here. The reason for that is sheep's fescue can grow up and flop over and you never have to mow it. So it's basically a ground cover, kind of like this stuff right here, except for a little bit more fine textured. I've got a video coming out on that this weekend, possibly even tomorrow. And then right over here, this is the irrigation lines going in for the buffalo grass. I just dug this in and I'm going to be moving, well, I'm going to be expanding the line. I mean, not all the way. I do want to, but it's a lot of work digging since I do everything manually. But I'm going to take it to about right here. So I'm going to get everything landscaped to the steps and just barely beyond. Of course, the next phase is to start this area right here on the hill. I can see how awesome this is going to look in the long term. Hopefully you can see it as well. Over here, this is an experiment that I did with sprigs a couple months ago. I did not make a video about it. I started to film it, but then I didn't. This was a sprig that I just planted right there in the middle that came from the yard. It's taken just fine and it's starting to expand out in all different directions. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stolons starting to spider its way out. So a single sprig over the course of 6 weeks can turn into something like this. So if you put a whole bunch of sprigs down, then you can see, like, use your mind, you can see how it can close in and cover an entire area relatively quickly. In case you've never noticed this in my channel before, as I expand the parkway strip, every time I lay new irrigation line, my last sprinkler, I always put a stub. That way later, when I go to expand it even further, all I got to do is cut right there and then tie right onto it and keep on going. And of course, for those of you who are interested, this small retaining wall is not exactly a retaining wall. I didn't really build it to retain much. It's certainly going to stop some erosion, but it's never going to get very high. I am keeping it level, so it'll end up being about 3 blocks high by the time it gets over here to this palm tree. And then at that palm tree, I'm going to have to make some decisions next year on what to do with the rest. In the meantime, I've cleaned up all of the weeds right off of this little hillside here, and throughout the course of the fall, I'll bring the wall over and finish the edge of the stairs right there, kind of like I did on the left side. Conceptually, the sheep's fescue, since it never has to be mowed, is going to grow up relatively tall and fluffy, maybe about 8 to 12 inches, and it's going to fold over and it's going to flop around the edges of the stair, and so the grass is going to kind of go over the stair and you'll never really see the edge. It'll have the appearance that the stair is just built right into the hill and has been there for a long time, since all of the nature, quote unquote nature, is starting to absorb the edges. Hopefully I built it well enough that nothing comes up through the cracks in the middle, but I do want it to fold over the sides. So I definitely need to do this side to get the grass in there. That'll come later in the season, probably when most of you guys watching this don't have any lawn care to do. I am here in Southern California, and with cool season grasses like fescue, it's going to stay green and growing all winter long. So, yay for me! Let me know in the comments if you like this sorts of content. This is not a tutorial. It's certainly not me doing anything. I'm just kind of giving you teasers as to what I'm doing and what is to come. So let me know if you like this sorts of things, and if you do, I'll try to throw a few more of these kinds of things here on the channel.